What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So, Southern rap legend Boosie, aka Lil Boosie, he's come out and said that prosecutors are trying to charge him with gun trafficking, right? He's saying they're trying to subpoena all of his son's friends, trying to get him to go to jail, but they say they're trying to charge him with gun trafficking now. Now for those who don't know, Boosie has been going back and forth with law enforcement for decades now, almost a few decades now. For those who don't know as well, Boosie was on death row at one point. He was facing a death penalty. He was able to beat those charges, got out of prison, but he still be getting into trouble back and forth with law enforcement a lot, right? And so now that Boosie has come out and admitted, well, he now that Boosie has said that law enforcement are trying to charge him with gun trafficking and all of that, he's saying he ain't do it and all of that. But I'm wondering, is Vlad TV, aka Djvlad, is he gonna call Boosie a dummy now? Is he gonna call him dumb? Is he gonna call him an idiot? You know, will Vlad create a poll asking who's the bigger dummy between Boosie, Lil Dirk, and Diddy? And the reason why I'm asking that is because when Lil Dirk was charged with, when they brought the charges against Lil Durk for murder for hire, Vlad took to Twitter calling Lil Durk a dummy, all type of dummies. He made a poll asking who was the bigger dummy between Diddy and Lil Durk. I mean, he was calling Dirk all type of dumb idiots and dummies and all of that, right? And the reason why I'm asking is he gonna call Boosie this, because I told y'all the only reason he was calling Dirk a dummy like that is because Dirk refused to come. Right, one, Dirk started to diss Vlad, and the reason why Lil Dirk started to diss Vlad is because, let me say this: Dirk had been on Vlad's platform several times over the years. The last time he went on there was like 2017 or something like that, and Dirk, a little bit after that, Dirk dissed. A few years after that, Dirk dissed Vlad on one of his albums. And the reason why he did that is because the last time they had an interview, Dirk had a baby on the way. Now, Dirk accidentally said the baby's gender on Vlad's platform. And he asked Vlad, hey, can you remove that from the interview? I want to surprise everybody. I don't really want everybody to know what I'm having just yet. I want to surprise everybody. Vlad, and his negligence somewhere along the line, he forgot to take it out, and he didn't take out that what Dirk asked him to take out about him revealing the gender of his baby. And so after that, Dirk didn't want to go back on his platform no more because he felt like Vlad purposefully refused to take out something that he asked him to take out. You know what I mean? And so he don't rock with Vlad no more. And so over these past, before Dirk got locked up, like I said, Vlad was, he was trying his hardest, pleading, begging Dirk. Just tell Dirk I'm sorry, man. Tell Dirk I'm sorry. Any rapper that would come on Vlad TV that knows Dirk, oh my God. He was begging, he was playing, please tell Dirk I'm sorry, man. Please, man. Tell Dirk I didn't mean anything by it, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Dirk. He was on Dirk nuts worse than a drill rapping groupie. Like, worse than a drill rapping groupie. He was on Dirk nuts so heavy. Godly. You would have thought, boy, you would have thought Dirk was the determining factor between Vlad becoming a multi-millionaire. Like, he was on Dirk nuts heavy, right? Even though Dirk had dissed him and all of that, he was tell Dirk, I'm sorry, man. I apologize, man. I was wrong for that, man. I guess I overlooked it. I'm sorry, Dirk. I'm sorry. Now, the moment when Dirk got locked up, he started to call Dirk a dummy, idiots and dummies and all of that. And the reason why he did that is because he knows now he doesn't need Dirk. Well, he doesn't need Dirk. He can't use Dirk. He needs these rappers on his platform. He can't use Dirk in the way he wants to. He can't use Dirk. Dirk can't come on his platform anymore to give him interviews because Dirk is locked up in federal custody and all of that. And so now he knows, I can't use Dirk for an interview anymore. Now he wants to start disparaging Dirk, raking Dirk's name through the coals because he knows that Dirk is upset with him and Dirk don't like him anymore. So then he starts calling Dirk all these dummies and all of that. But you didn't call him that, and you wasn't talking crazy when you was trying to get an interview from him. You was on his nuts. You was begging and pleading. anybody that had a relationship with Dirk, you was on your knees begging and pleading for Dirk to come interview with you. Please, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. Well, he didn't say come interview with me, but he was begging to say he was sorry. So in hopes that Dirk would say, okay, I forgive you and I can come on your platform now. You know, and now that Dirk cannot be on his platform no more, he was calling Dirk all type of dummies. So I'm wondering now that since Boosie keeps getting into trouble with law enforcement, since he keeps on getting into all this silly stuff with law enforcement, will Vlad create a poll asking his boo who's the bigger dummy between Boosie, Lil Durk, and Diddy? Now, I'm not trying to call Boosie no dummy or no idiot or nothing like that. I just want to know, because I told y'all. First of all, he's not going to call Boosie a dummy or nothing. He's not going to do all of that because he values Boosie, because Boosie brings money to his platform with the interviews that he does, right? Boosie, he asks Boosie all different type of topics. He pays Boosie to come on, but then Boosie bring him views with the type of takes that Boosie has on certain issues and certain circumstances and situations, you know what I mean? And so he's not going to call Boosie a dummy or nothing because not because he values their friendship. Their friendship is because he knows, hey, Boosie bringing money to my platform, so I'm not going to talk about him crazy. And recently, Vlad was trying to explain that, you know, he put up that Dirk who was the bigger dummy between Lil Durk and Diddy, and called Dirk a dummy because, you know, Quando Rondo's, he's a friend of mine, and he's a good guy, and he's a good guy. I promise y'all that's not why. And I feel like if you're trying to take Quando Rondo's life, hey, man, I'm going to defend him. He's a friend, man. He's a cool guy, man. And no, that's not the reason why. If Vlad would have just recently interviewed Dirk and made up with Dirk before all of this happened, he would have never called Dirk a dummy, because Dirk would have just recently given him an interview that he could monetize. So he wouldn't call Dirk a dummy because he knows that their relationship is still active and that they're in line to do business. He recognizes that Dirk will not ever work with him ever again. All after he was begging and pleading Dirk and all on Dirk nuts. He was begging and pleading him. He recognized that Dirk would not budge, and he knows Dirk can't do no interviews with him because he's in federal custody. And so now he want to call Dirk a dummy and an idiot. It's not because he values Quando Rondo when he's upset that, you know, allegedly Lil Durk had a murder for hire scheme against Quando Rondo. He don't care about that. And he can't fool me acting like, oh, Quando's a friend of mine. No. You don't care about that, Vlad. You are upset that Lil Durk don't like you. Now you know he's in federal custody. You can say things crazy. One, you can say crazy. Well, Dirk ain't gonna do nothing to him, but you know what I mean. You can say crazy stuff now because you know he can't do no interview with no more. He's not in line to do no business with you. But I don't like that. That's disingenuous to me because one moment you was all on the man's nutsack. You all begging, please, man, please. Somebody told Dirk, man. Tell Dirk I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Dirk. Dirk, I didn't mean it, man. Yeah, man. Tell little Dirk, I'm sorry, man. Gosh, God, gee whiz, golly whiz. You was doing all of that. And now since he got in trouble, he's a dummy. So I want to know, Vlad, the different guests that you have on, when they get in trouble, when you call them dummies, are you going to call Boosie a dummy? Are you going to call him an idiot? You going to do a poll about who the bigger dummy? And again, this is not about me thinking that Boosie's a dummy. I just want to know. And this is just, it's clear. It always was clear. And I said it already before. The only reason he's calling Dirk that is because Dirk don't want to do business with him no more. And Vlad was never with this hanging on hopes that Dirk would someday get on this platform. But now he knows that Dirk is in federal custody, you know, facing life imprisonment. He said, okay, well, F Dirk now. He's a dummy, and they call him all type of crazy stuff. And I say, you know, that's very strange. That's very strange. Dirk has been in trouble before. He's been in trouble before. And Vlad did not call him a dummy then. He didn't call him a dummy then. Dirk has been in trouble in other situations before. And so has Boosie. A person who frequents Vlad's channel. He won't call him no dummy or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I already know what this is about. It's really about the fact that Dirk, he can't use Dirk anymore. So now he can talk about Dirk however he want to talk about him. He can call him all type of names, all type of you know what's and all of that, because he cannot monetize an interview from Dirk now. You know? So, and some of y'all gonna come on, well, Vlad is a businessman and all. Man, listen, businessmen are not. It's disingenuous. To me, it's foul, it's phony, it's weak. To, after you spent months begging, trying to beg a man for your apology, like, I mean, pleading with anybody that knows him for his forgiveness and all of that. You've been doing that for months, and then the moment he get in trouble, you calling them all type of dummies and all that, taking polls on who's a bigger dummy between him and this person now that he get locked up. That's disingenuous to me. You know what I'm saying? That shows me you really wasn't serious about your apology. You only was apologizing because you want him on your platform and you're hoping to get an interview. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really, oh man, Dirk was cool. I was cool with D-Thing, Dirk's brother, me and D-Thing, Dirk's brother D-Thing. D-Thing's a cool guy. I had a relationship with his brother D-Thing, man, and D-Thing was a good guy, man. I just thought, man, me and Dirk would be, man, I didn't know, man. Told little Dirk, I'm sorry, man, me and D-Thing talk on the phone, me and D-Thing is a, golly, you know, Dirk brother that's deceased, D-Thing. He was always, me and D-Thing, all of that. Now, he was doing all that at first. Now when he get locked up, he all type of dummies and I like, yeah, you see what I'm saying? This is why people be wanting to whoop on Vlad, because he do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You can, yeah, if Dirk was involved in a murder for hire scheme, because this is all alleged, if he put that out, put a hit out on Quando Rondo, yes, it's foolish. Yes, it's silly. You know what I'm saying? But for Vlad to be taking polls about who's a bigger dummy between Lil Durk and this one, and then keep calling Dirk a dummy and calling him stupid and all of that, yeah, to me, it's very off-putting, especially from a man who was begging and pleading for that man to be on your platform. You know, when you was acting like groupie number one for Dirk. I mean, anybody that knew Dirk at coming on there, man, T always want to talk to anybody that knew Dirk. Man, Dirk's mad at me, man. He's mad. He's upset with me, man. And, you know, I can understand, man. I didn't know, man. And tell Dirk I'm sorry. Tell Dirk I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Dirk. Man, gosh, I'm sorry, Dirk. And every now, anybody that comes on, he trying to talk about Lil Durk with them. Ari Spears like, bro, I don't care nothing about these young dudes. He trying to, any moment he can, to clown Dirk about this. Any moment he can in any interview he's doing with anybody. He could interview Denzel Washington and talk about Lil Durk. And Denzel don't know who the hell Lil Durk is. He would interview the Pope and talk about Lil Durk. And talk about Lil Durk being stupid. He would interview goddamn Kamala Harris and talk about Lil Durk. He would interview Donald Trump and talk about Lil Durk. Shit, he will interview his grandmama and talk about Lil Durk. She don't know who the hell Lil Durk is. But he's on his Lil Durk revenge tour when he's the one that did something wrong to Dirk. Peace.